Silence! It's time! It's time! It's
time for another episode of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 379 of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. I'm host, as always, I'm Tyler, and joining me with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Yo, Tyler, man, I'm doing freaking fantastic. The work week in and of itself was fine. I got a lot of stuff done at work, so I feel good. My days off, sometimes I struggle to know what I want to do, but my day started off early, went ahead, and I started playing more of the game that I was talking about last week, Street Fighter V, and when we get into what we've been playing and stuff, I'll tell you a little bit more, because I played a couple things this week. But otherwise, things are going fine as normal. I'm working. I'm making my money. I'm going to be paying my bills. Soon I'm going to be submitting my first car payment, so it's going to be pretty fucking cool.
Nice. Very cool, man.
So what's up with you?
Oh, it's been I was telling you before the show, been a bit of an adventurous week with, we had the I believe it's called like a Derecho storm. I call it the Derecho. I've heard like 5 different pronunciations
the Walls
of it.
Of Derecho storm.
Yeah, that's exactly why. You know exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. I was like, I've just been thinking of Chris Jericho, the wrestler.
Dude.
Every time I hear Derecho.
You know what's hilarious, man? A couple nights ago, I decided to watch like a stream on Twitch, right? Some dude is streaming these entire WCW pay-per-views, right? And after you get done with my introduction, after you get done with your introduction stuff, introduction. You know how my mind's going tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a little bit of a review of a wrestling pay-per-view.
Oh boy, I cannot wait. Yeah. I'll say what I was gonna say when you get to that. But I had that going on, so we were without power for a couple days, internet for a few days. But we're definitely one of the lucky ones. Just lost some food, but people out there definitely got hit a lot harder than us. But crazy fucking storm, just like 100-mile-per-hour wind hit here in Iowa, and Illinois got hit pretty hard too. But that was pretty crazy. On top of that, though, some good news. We are now a Brita household. I don't know if you know what this is, Gables, but it's life changing for me. Yeah, you know what the Brita little like water jug things are?
Yeah.
With the filter in them.
Uh-huh.
I've talked about this before. I am an avid drinker of water. Like I like to get like 6 or 8 water bottles in a day. And here at this apartment, we always like talk about like it sucks there's no like recycling here, because past places like we're really big on like recycling and shit like that. So it's like it sucks we don't have like at this apartment we don't have no way of recycling. It's like, and on top of that, like half of the garbage we throw away is water bottles on top of that. So I was like, I heard people talking about the Brita. Got it. It's fucking life changing. Gables, I love it so much.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna get a second one because I have like a big glass to put my water in, and like it fills up like 2/3 of that goddamn thing. But it's a life changing experience. I wish I would have done this a long time ago. Plus, save so much money. We probably spend $10 a week on just water bottles. Dude, just like buying the 32 packs.
Those Brita bottles are freaking amazing. Not just like the whole like, not just because of the whole like filters and everything else like that. I mean, hell, I use a water bottle with a Brita filter in it, which reminds me I need to change mine.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah,
it's awesome.
I didn't know they had water bottles too. Cause it's like this thing's perfect. I really wanted to get this big huge one, but we don't have room in our fridge. But then they showed, like I was watching videos and people just like things about it. People like put it on their counter. I'm like, I like my water cold, fuck. And but I got so it was only like $20. But yeah, you gotta buy like a filter like every like 3 months. And I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna get a second one. And then the filter's like $3. But god damn, it's so good. I love it. I've drank like 2 of those damn things a day. It's fantastic. I wish it would. Following time, it would save so much money, and plastic is obviously as well. But doing okay with all that. But Gables, I am a weak man. I've been saying it off and on for months. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I won't do it. There's no point in me doing it It's so stupid to do it. I pre-ordered Madden, Gables.
Why would you pre-order a game which you know you're gonna buy day one?
I pre-ordered it, but like I've been saying forever, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it because the new console's coming out, and they're not being very like open about like the game, like everything they said about the game. Like there was like they put like this like thing out like a month ago about like the updates coming and like plans for Madden 21 and 22, and it's like all the good shit sounds like it's in Madden 22, which is next year's. And I'm like, all right, cool. You're gonna add constant updates, and plus they're not really being open like exactly about what you can transfer over for saves on this thing. So like I play the offline franchise, so I'm like, am I going to be able to like bring my franchise to the PS5 when I get one?
That's a good question. I'll tell you what, man, you dodged a bullet because historically Madden, when it comes to a console launch, has been kind of abysmal. Let's think of the 360 PS3 launch. Not too good with that Madden version on those systems.
Yeah,
on the PS4 and Xbox One, hell, those, especially with the fucking Xbox One version that had Adrian Peterson on the cover of it. I remember playing that game years later, and my God, the fucking AI is so terrible in that version, and that was a console launch exclusive, I think it was, for that system.
that was because it was like Barry Sanders, I think, was on the 360 version, but Adrian Peterson was on the new next generation.
Xbox One.
The Xbox One and PS4 edition, yeah. Because I remember that was the one I didn't buy. I didn't buy at launch because I waited until I got my PS4.
What I'm saying, Tyler, is I think you dodged a bullet not getting the PS5 version of Madden this year with the PS5's launch. I think you did the smart thing because next year you're going to have all these features on that system.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm lucky to get a PS5 at launch or shortly after, I get the upgrade. But I hope if it's not terrible. If anything, I could just play the PS4 version. Because I don't know if it's like a real. I don't know. It's very weird about. It's a free update. At least I don't have to pay for it twice. That was kind of like my final argument. And then they announced like people like in the Madden community have like figured out a few years ago like whatever they like FIFA is like it's bigger than Madden. Obviously, it's bigger world. Like Madden's bigger here in America, but worldwide FIFA's way bigger. But like whatever they do in FIFA, they do the next year in Madden. So like. FIFA added the Ultimate Team stuff. The next year, Madden got it. FIFA added the storyline mode. Next year, Madden got it, and then last year they added FIFA added like their street the street mode kind of like NFL NBA Street kind of shit. They had that last year, so everybody's like, okay, there's gonna be a NFL Street type thing in Madden this year, and that's like I've been waiting forever. I'm like, okay, when like it's coming. I know it's coming, but it's been weird because we didn't have like. Usually at EA Play we actually get some gameplay and like they talk about it. Like usually at E3 and we have a general idea, but it's obviously been a weird year. But it's like we've seen very little gameplay for this game. I went on their YouTube, the Madden like official like YouTube channel. There's like 3 videos up of this year's Madden, and like there's like combined 2 minutes of gameplay among these 3 videos. They finally put a trailer out for it's called The Yard, which is like their backyard football thing. So I'm like. That was kind of like, all right, I guess I gotta get it. So, and plus, like, I'm in that, like, I desperately miss football. Like, Courtney, even, like, the other day, I've been constantly watching, like YouTube videos of, like,
dude,
like best moments, like, crazy catches, shit like that. So she's like, you miss football, don't you? I'm like, so bad.
God, you think you miss football? Holy shit. Ever since this year has started and all the sports stuff has gone under wraps, my dad has been watching non-stop football games on the fucking NFL network for over the past 20 fucking years in regards to 20 years worth of games. I'm saying in the last couple months.
Yeah.
I'm talking about last season, this, and I feel what you're going through, man. I miss watching football too, but it's like,
I think it's harder this year because obviously everything going on. We didn't have baseball or basketball we had literally no sports for like 3 months. So it's like, there was always like at least like I get really into like basketball, especially. I always pay attention to it, but then I get really into it right around the playoff time, and I watch it like crazy.
But like speaking of baseball and stuff, I think they're playing like 60 games or so this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
it's like 60 games in 70 days, something like that.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's like I'm excited right now as an Oakland A's fan because they are doing pretty damn good so far starting off. They're like have the best record in the American League right now. Which, at this point, it's like, 15, 16 wins or something. But they played, the teams have played like about 20 games now. So it's like a good chunk of it's done already.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, the Marlins are like half their team got 3/4 of their team got COVID the first weekend.
Oh my
so
god!
That's
I know
what scares
that's
me.
so
Like,
fucking crazy.
I mean, here's my thing: is like people are like, I hear people talking about like, oh, NBA's they're doing so well, NHL's doing so well, MLS doing so well, and you like look at all these other countries, like they have fans in the stands
Yeah.
like right now watching games in other countries, and like Japan, like New Japan Pro Wrestling has fans in the stands again watching pro wrestling, and it's like people bitch about it. But I'm like, you know what, those fuckers deserve it. Like they did the work. They like they're better now. Like it's not fixed, obviously. There's COVID's still bad, but it's like they deserve, like they put the work in. We just sat at home for 6 weeks and like, all right guys, summer's here, we're going back outside, and it's like we're fucked. So it's like, we did this tour. Like people are like bitching about, like I'm crushed because I'm a huge Iowa Hawkeye fan. Obviously, like we don't have any pro like sports anything. Like we had Iowa Barnstormers in AFL and shit for years, and then that's gone. We Kurt Warner for like 5 years. That was pretty awesome. But then like we have the Memphis Grizzlies G League team, and we have the Iowa Cubs, which is the AAA team for the Chicago Cubs. And it's like that's what we have. We're like the capital. Like Des Moines is like the capital of the world for like minor league teams, pretty much. And so it's like, having Iowa, supporting an Iowa, like that's our big thing. It's like, I don't know. It's just crushing to hear that there's gonna be no college football this year. I mean, we might get a spring one, but it's like, I don't know. It's crushing. A lot of people are pissed off about it. Trump's pissed off about it, but it's just like we don't. It sucks, but we don't deserve it. And it's like, like you can make the argument like you don't feel like as bad, or you don't really, or anything like that for these pro athletes because they're making a lot of money to go do this, and they have the right not to go do it.
True.
And yeah, those college kids
opt out of their contracts.
They can opt out this year. Yeah, and it's like, they're okay with it, but it's like those kids are like, that's free labor. It's like you can't force these kids to go sit on a campus with, and for 6 months. Also go to school with potentially tens of thousands of other kids, and I don't know. It's the whole thing's nuts. But I don't know. Long story short is like I pre-ordered Madden. I miss football, so I think that's what got me. It was like, so more than anything, it's like I just miss football. And then like you're reading about, it's always the roster updates more than anything. It's just like, oh man, I can't wait to see fucking, Joe Burrow on the Bengals, or it'd be awesome to see, fucking Tom Brady with the Bucks and shit like that. So it's like more so than anything, it's just like that's what gets me, and I'm sure a lot of people, is just those free updates. But anyways, you were talking about you wanted to review a WCW pay-per-view. Please God, tell me it's like fucking 2000 WCW.
Oh no, it may not be 2000 WCW, but I'll tell you what, this pay-per-view that I watched is definitely in the conversation of one of the worst pay-per-views WCW's ever put out. And the one I'm talking about actually was held inside of Iowa.
Oh, Cedar Rapids. I know exactly what it's the NWO one, right?
Exactly, dude. What this one is, it was January 25th, 1997 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, in the Five Seasons Center. Attendance was 5,120. Thank you, Wikipedia, for telling me that. And the title of the event is Souled Out. NWO Souled Out, 1997. Now, I'll tell you what, there is a lot of interesting stuff I can say about this show, and to be perfectly honest, there's a reason why many fans of WCW, including myself, consider this one of the worst pay-per-views that WCW ever put out, because of the consistency of the matches, the whole rigmarole of like Miss NWO, which honestly, those segments inside that entire pay-per-view, in my honest opinion, went on for way too long than they were supposed to. The women that they got for the event were locals around Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and they looked like there was a whole bunch of biker moms that looked like I kid you not, one was actually like inside of her 70s at that point.
Yeah,
and
it was
like,
it's bad.
It was definitely bad. And what was worse is like they got this band, right, to play this event, right, and they were doing like the background music while this one dude that was hosting the event, this was his first time hosting an event for WCW, and ended up being his last because the dude was horrible as a host. I mean, he tried doing like all sorts of risque jokes and stuff with the ladies, but the ladies just either repeated what other contestants said. It was ill-planned, to say the least. But what made it worse is like this band, I forget the name of the band, right? But the music they were singing was so horrendous in regards to what they were trying to cover and stuff, that they kept... There's this one song I remember clearly that was so repetitive, so bad. The lead singer kept chanting NWO, like, New World Order over and over and over again. And one of the things about terrible, and I kid you not, terrible songs is if you have to repeat one word or one phrase or one syllable over and over and over again for about a good solid minute, chances are that's not going to be that good of a song or very good to listen to.
You're telling me
everyone
Put Another
else.
Dime in the Jukebox Baby is not a good song?
Is it bad that I don't even know which one you're talking about?
You don't know that's Put Another Dime in the Jukebox Baby. I love rock and roll. See, that was so good. We're going to get claimed on YouTube now. But like that's literally the only lyrics to that fucking song, and I hate it.
Well, since it's not even over a minute, we should be good.
Well, now I'm going to sing the whole fucking song, so I'm going to look at the lyrics right now.
All right, so to get into the matchups, match number 1 was a wrestler that came from New Japan and actually was one of the newest members of the NWO at the time, was Masahiro Chono. Fantastic performer. He had a matchup against Chris Jericho. Now, Chris Jericho, Lionheart, he was still wrestling as a face at this point before his whole heel turn and stuff. Later on, I think in '97. Now, the thing about this match was it was not one of the best performances by either performer. I mean, two are fantastic workers, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion. However, the performance they put on during this match, I felt was kind of stiff, kind of like not well rehearsed in some regards and stuff. There was a couple of spots in the match where I kind of felt like that they overperformed in some range and scenarios and stuff. But overall, this match lasted for like 11 minutes and 8 seconds, which honestly, for an opener and stuff, it was one of the longer matches of that night. But I'll tell you what, there was a lot of long matches inside here that went on for way too long. Case in point, the next matchup was Big Bubba Rogers, who was... What?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page of the matches, and I'm loving what match number 2... You're getting ready to talk about it, but I'm just so excited to hear what the stipulation of this match is. Go ahead.
Well, here we have Big Bubba Rogers in WCW, who was known as the Big Boss Man inside WWF, Ray Traylor, against Hugh Morris, Bill DeMott. He was inside of the Dungeon of Doom stable at this point, towards the dying end of that faction's days. He was with Jimmy Hart. Now, what's interesting inside of this match, the stipulations in this match, at first I could not understand why in the hell are they in a Mexican death match?
It's the best.
They're in a Mexican death match, and two, nobody, even the commentators, knew what the fuck a Mexican death match was.
I just love the fact that it's like two white dudes from the fucking mid. We got fucking from the South. We got Big Boss Man from Georgia.
Well, there is a reason why that this was the match that it was. Because originally, it was supposed to be, I believe it was Conan versus either Hugh Morris or Big Bubba Rogers. But he was held up because he had matches inside of Mexico at the time. So K-Dog was supposed to be inside of this matchup, and that was supposed to be him inside of one of the slots inside of his Mexican death match. So the matchup in and of itself was 9 minutes and 3 seconds. There were some horrible spots. One was when, like, Boss Man was trying to handcuff Hugh Morris, and Hugh Morris was supposed to go through and reverse it on him and cuff Big Boss Man, but he didn't get the cuff all the way on, and so you see Boss Man holding on to the ropes, like pretending that he's locked inside the handcuffs, but it's clear, you see the camera view points at the freaking rope, and he's not even locked, and he's literally pretending that he's like locked in the handcuffs while Hugh Morris is going to go through and hit him a couple times. That was one. But one of my favorite things about this entire match was towards the end of it. Now, leading up to the final part of this match, Hugh Morris hit the No Laughing Matter, his big old moonsault, this big 300-pound guy doing the freaking moonsault off the top onto Boss Man. But once they went onto the outside, the ending of this match was very interesting. Boss Man's laying on the ground in front of the stairs, right? And I think to myself, it's like, how the fuck is Hugh Morris going to go through and do a moonsault on the top of this fucking flight of stairs? So what does he do? He doesn't do a full moonsault, right? He goes like with a side moonsault. He literally turns, pretends to flip, and he totally misses the freaking thing on the ground because Boss Man moves out of the way. And so what ends up happening is Boss Man goes down the ramp, asks one of the ladies that are participants inside that Miss NWO thing, grabs a chopper, he starts riding it, and he fucking goes and hits Hugh Morris, and he goes flying, obviously, and that was the end of the matchup with him getting the win. Alright. Now, at this point, Masahiro Chono versus Chris Jericho, that was an alright match. I kind of felt that in the styling of what it was, out of the 5 scale, I would have given that match a 2 out of 5. Really. It was okay, by the same point that both performers did not do really as good. For the whole Big Bubba Rogers versus Hugh Morris, that was a fucking 1-star match. I mean, I kid you not. There were so many missed opportunities inside of that match, and it looked sloppy in a lot of different parts. But another matchup, one thing I should mention on this entire pay-per-view, every single matchup on this card was refereed by Nick Patrick. Yep. Because he was the NWO's referee during that timeline. So, obviously, he's going to pay a lot of attention towards the members of the NWO and give them that whole heel type of things. At this point, he was doing things like counting, like doing his count slow, doing this and doing that. None was ever so prevalent with the whole Jeff Jarrett versus M. Wall Street. Now, I take a look at the name M. Wall Street, and then I look at who actually pops out onto the freaking next. Now, this is IRS. Mike Rotunda from WWF. This is back during the time where the NWO would toss in any type of wrestler inside of their stable starting out to make it seem like it was more menacing, more this than the time. I mean, they had Ted DiBiase that they got in and stuff as the official booker, or like the person who funds things for the NWO. Then you had like guys like Big Bubba Rogers. You had the Giant at one point. All sorts of various random people added in just cause. Now, for Jeff Jarrett, he had this whole storyline thing where he wanted to be a member of the Horsemen, but they did not want him to be inside the stable because, well, he wasn't particularly liked by a lot of people, and that would later play a role inside the rest of the career of Jeff Jarrett. Mm-hmm. Oh, the backstage heat with him. But anyway, in this matchup, it was definitely one-sided. I mean, Jeff Jarrett tried to get a little bit of momentum and stuff, but like M. Wall Street would go through and just like do his thing and stuff like that, just beating the shit out of him and stuff. And Nick Patrick, obviously, playing heavy heel role inside this. Now, what's interesting is, inside the audience, you'll see these WCW wrestlers that came and watch. One of them was Mongo McMichael with his wife Deborah, and of course Deborah had a lot of interest into Jeff Jarrett and stuff. So, the ending of this match is Deborah goes through and bothers her husband, like Mongo McMichael, so much that Mongo comes in with a briefcase. No explanation why the fuck he has a briefcase or why the hell he's goes for and uses it on Wall Street. What's hilarious is he's on the ring apron, right? While Mike Rotunda is using a freaking abdominal stretch on Jeff Jarrett. He hits Rotunda with the briefcase. Rotunda comically just falls over like he just been shot. And then all of a sudden it's like, overselling a bit. And then all of a sudden, the referee, like Nick Patrick, looks at him and stuff like that, and Jeff Jarrett goes for the pin. He looks over at Mongo, he's just throwing like, hey man, if you don't count, I'll fucking hit you with this goddamn like suitcase. He just gets fast counts and shit for the 2-3. So you had Jeff Jarrett win against Wall Street. The other matchup I thought wasn't so bad was Buff Bagwell against Scotty Riggs. Fun fact, both of them are a part of a tag team that I absolutely love to just listen to their theme song from time to time because it's so fucking hilarious. Especially when you pair it to like machismo 1980s movies like Top Gun, which I highly recommend any viewer that is listening right now. Stop what you're doing. Go on to YouTube, open 2 tabs. One for the volleyball scene of Top Gun and the other for American Males theme song. And I'll tell you what, the combination of those two makes that thing magical. Just the whole blaring theme of American males. American males.
That should just be the new intro to our podcast. I'm going to do that now. That's going to happen now.
But I'll tell you what, man. It's like Buff Bagwell, Scotty Riggs actually put on a decent match. I wouldn't have called it like a good match. I called it like maybe like an average Buff Bagwell match. So there were plenty of interesting bumps, interesting things. Both of them did some decent technical stuff, but obviously a lot of heel tactics went into effect for Scotty Riggs to lose. So that matchup lasted almost 14 minutes. The last match with Jeff Jarrett was like 9.5 almost. Now, the next match wasn't really much of a factor because it went to it went to a count out, right, because of outside interference. So it was Scott Norton versus Diamond Dallas Page. It was alright, but at the same time, you had NWO members go through and just beat the shit out of Diamond Dallas Page and do this and do that. Now, the matchup that was one of the better ones of the entire night was the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott Steiner, versus the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. What was interesting in this matchup, I felt that this was definitely the best, and this was probably the second best match of the night, because you had a whole bunch of good technical, tag team wrestling go into effect. You had Scott and Rick Steiner doing a lot of their double team moves and stuff clean. There was a lot of drama going inside the air. At one point, Nick Patrick gets knocked out of the ring, and he's all he's all knocked out and shit. And then you have Scott Hall going for the pin, and the final thing in this match is Scott Hall realizes that Nick Patrick's been knocked out, try to get him out, and all of a sudden it's the Steiner brothers just go ahead, knock out Hall and Nash, and all of a sudden out of the audience comes Randy Anderson, an old a WCW pay-per-view, WCW referee, right? And he's in his street clothes, and he goes right here, and he just asks him, hey, you want me to count this thing? It's go ahead, count him. And it's and all of a sudden you just hear DiBiase and a Bischoff over the fucking announce for their announcement team. It's oh man, he's gonna be fired the next night, doing this and do that, just playing through the whole heel role. So with that, Steiner brothers won against the Outsiders, claimed the tag team championships. I thought that was a good match. I thought it was a 2.5, really, out of 5. It went on. Actually, it was the longest match of the night, and it was definitely one of the more rewarding ones. 12:43. No, actually, no, it's 14:43, so almost 15 minutes. Now, the next matchup is the best match of the entire night. We have this ladder match for the United States Heavyweight Championship between Eddie Guerrero as a challenger against Six-Pac, or Sean Waltman, who is the United States Heavyweight Championship champion. What's interesting about this, one, they hyped it up. Obviously, Bischoff and DiBiase hyped it up for Six-Pac. It's oh, he's one of the masters of the ladder match and stuff. Scott Hall taught him well, do this and do that. To be perfectly honest, both Guerrero and Waltman really had things well rehearsed. I really loved the flow and the style and the chemistry between these two inside of this matchup. At one point, I saw Eddie Guerrero go through and ride that ladder all the way down, hitting fucking Six-Pac and all that other shit. It was definitely interesting. I thought the performance of Guerrero was really telling. This is face Eddie Guerrero before he went over doing his whole Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler thing, that heel stuff. But I thought, for what it was, I actually gave that match a 4 out of 5 in terms of quality. For anyone, if you even want to go through and watch some of these matches for NWO Souled Out, the only match I feel you should watch is Eddie Guerrero versus Six-Pac. Good matchup, great going through story and stuff, and man, it definitely is my favorite match in that entire card. Now, what's not, and was kind of disappointing, you have Hollywood Hogan against the Giant for the WCW Championship. Now, the Giant, at the time, was still with the New World Order. However, during the pay-per-view World War III, he won. He eliminated Lex Luger as the last person, as to go on as the last person. So that entitled him to a matchup against Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the leader of his faction, inside of this event of his choosing, inside of an event of his choosing. So he chose NWO Souled Out. That went to a no contest after about 10 minutes, 52 seconds and stuff, because obviously everyone else is all beating each other and stuff, and then the whole show ended with the NWO, the faction rising tall, with all these members of WCW getting beaten down and all their other shit. But I think one of the worst moments in that entire pay-per-view definitely was with the Miss NWO stuff. Like I said before, the segments went too long, and the person they chose, which is kind of hilarious, is this was a woman that was obviously inside of her 40s. Well, and Bischoff still defended a lot of his actions inside of the decisions that he did with his pay-per-view, because he wanted to be the anti like the counterculture thing for like all the things at the time, say with WCW and this and that. Well, honestly, they tried and they failed hard with this. Now, I'll tell you what. The pros of this entire pay-per-view, you have the matchup with Eddie Guerrero and Six-Pac, and obviously the Steiner Brothers. The Steiner Brothers was the outsiders. With honestly, I thought that the Bagwell-Riggs match was okay and stuff. But honestly, those matches did not save this pay-per-view at all. It was boring. It was repetitive. The Miss NWO thing was very disappointing, and quite honestly, there is a reason why, and that was the reason why that no other pay-per-view was really structured after the NWO.
Yeah, they talk about that a lot. As like that was like the first like kind of big mistake, not big mistake, but the first mistake that led to like them kind of going out of business a few years later.
Yeah, but overall for the quality of the pay-per-view, out of the five scale, 5-star scale. God damn, come on. My brain is getting fucking tired for some reason. Out of the 5-star scale, I give it a 1.5 out of 5. It's not good.
Yeah. I just remember them like coming in on garbage trucks. That was always funny to me.
But, oh my god. Yeah. Those garbage trucks, man. That was actually one of the better things of that entire pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was very weird. So who wants... Yeah, let's go to Cedar Rapids in fucking... What was it, February?
It was January. It was actually
January,
early January, like snow on the ground and everything. Just like riding these dump trucks.
Yeah. And
there's this one scene where like Six-Pac's like, hey, look at me. And he just goes right there, just starts running behind a dump truck and just hops back on.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid. Yeah. Fucking WCW. I do want to recommend though, if you guys haven't already, there's a really good book out there. I listened to I got the Audible thing because of Amazon Prime, and I got it's The Death of WCW by Brian Alvarez. I listened to that.
Oh, cool.
It's like a 13-hour long, like if you do the book on tape thing like I did, it's basically a podcast. God. I listened to that. Like it took me like 6 weeks to like get through, but highly recommend it. They do spend a decent amount of time talking about that pay-per-view and that book. So yeah. Good times. But Gables, we need to what we have. Do you want to do games first? Or do you want to do news first? I don't know what we want to do. What are you feeling?
Why don't we do games first? And do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, sure. I'll start. So I played a couple games this week. Well, demo and a beta, but I played some more Fall Guys. That game is fucking so much fun. It's great because the games are only like 5-6 minutes. Like, you know, it's just good. 60 people. It's a PS Plus game, so if you haven't downloaded it, fucking download it. But it's like 60 people in a match, and you have like it's like a game show, and you have to it's a battle royale essentially, and it's just like wipe out the game show, but like a good video game form of it, where it's just like some are like you have to jump from platform to platform, but they're like on like a balancing scale, so if too many people will get on the left side, like it slides down and shit like that. And then there's ones where like there's just like, you know, there's boulders rolling down, or you gotta get to the end before like there's like this jelly coming up, you can't get touched by the jelly, or you're out basically. And it takes up to 5 episodes, to like 5 games in a playthrough, but the games only take like 5-6 minutes, but it slowly like knocks people out as you go. But it's such a blast. It's so much fun. Like, and it's kind of got that Mario Party-esque feel to it. Like there's definitely there's skill to it. Like I see a lot of people out there like 20-30 wins and shit like that. I see people like posting because you get a crown when you win, and I see people out there like, you know, I'm already at 30 plus wins, or I'm at 15 wins, and I keep getting into like the final round a lot. I'll get to like the last 10 or 5, and I haven't won yet. But it's definitely a blast. It's tough, and like it's definitely like a game of luck, because like it's so chaotic still, and like kind of wonky, like the way things work, that like you kind of get like sometimes it just feels like I don't know why all of a sudden like I got knocked over there, but the other times I didn't get knocked over there. But like I said, there's like that Mario Party S style to it, where it's like you feel like at any point in time you can win. Like you never really feel like out of it. And like I said, there's definitely, I see people out there like they're fucking magicians at this fucking shit. Like they know shortcuts. They know the strategies to get through these things.
Right.
But some of these game modes are not fun. Like there's some team ones I don't like, where like you know there might be 2 or 3 teams, and you know whoever's in last place at the end has a low score. It gets knocked out. That whole team gets knocked out, and some of those can be frustrating, because it's like I feel like I'm doing pretty decent. Like I'd actually like there's like a soccer one where like you can jump and you can like hit the square button, you do like a jump and you do like a dive, kind of like in Rocket League kind of thing, and like there'll be two balls on this little court, and who highest score after 2 minutes wins. And like I've done a few of them. I feel like I do pretty good. Like in the like Rocket League, I'm terrible at, but I have fun. I still have a blast playing it. But this one, I feel like I'm actually decent at. Like I'm pretty good at like defense, and like I've scored a few goals doing it. But like it's gonna be frustrating where it's like you sit there and see like it'd be 5 versus 5, and you're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's like you look over and there's 4 of them just standing by the goal, and it's like 0-0. And I had one that went overtime. It went almost 10 minutes. Excuse me. And I'm looking. I'm like, is someone gonna come? Like I'm out in the middle trying to like hit it back and play offense, and like I'm like, we don't need 4 people to play defense. Like someone come on and help me. Like you need 2 to stay back because the ball is huge and you're like a little person. But I did actually hit a game-winning goal in that one, which was pretty cool. Like because like I said, I play a lot of Rocket League, and like I play with you guys a lot. And it's like a lot of people talk shit, and like Gables, like you're fucking like really good at that game. You're like doing flips and fucking hitting. Like I'm just like driving around running the shit and like always missing the ball. Like I'm lucky if I score 1 goal in like 2 hours of gameplay. So it's pretty exciting. But it's just a blast. It's a fun game. Like you get like that like one more game kind of mentality where it's like you get so close and you keep going, and it's just even when you lose, you're not like you're still having fun. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. But yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy it. It's been a blast. It's like I said, it's that Rocket League kind of game you look forward to, and especially like being PS Plus. I hope to like we get a game going here soon. And there's like level ups and stuff, and like it's kind of got like that Fortnite, the battle pass type thing and everything. The battle pass is free as of right now, and it might be not free later. But like you earn like experience points and kudos where you can buy new gear, and then like as you level up, you get more gear and shit like that. But I played a couple other things this week. I played the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 demo. That came out on Friday. So it's only like a 2 minute. It's just a warehouse demo. It sucks that there's no goals or anything. It's just you just get a 2 minute trial in the warehouse, and it's been it's fun. It definitely like I'm happy because it feels like they nailed it in this. Where like they're like hitting like what I want. Like I said, I mentioned like what sucks is the only way you can play this demo is if you download it or if you digitally pre-order it. Like if you do a physical pre-order, you don't get a demo for this, unfortunately. So I got pre-ordered. It's only $40, whatever. If I don't like it, I'll cancel it. But I'm really liking it. I played like I think like 10 times, just fucking around in it and stuff like that. Like there's not a lot of replay. Obviously, it's a demo, so it's not a lot of replayability. You can only play as Tony Hawk. There's only like 4 songs in there, but I like they definitely like the fact that one thing I really like is the fact that the music keeps playing even after like the 2 minutes is up, because I was like you get like a song you really like all right, but it's like you're midway through the song and your 2 minutes is up and it's like fuck, and it's on the next song. I like that it continues to play through when you do retries. You go back to the main menu, it'll and loading screens. It just keeps going, and you can skip music and you can if you don't want to listen to those ones, you can shut them off. But it definitely feels like what you want from a Tony Hawk nowadays. Like they've definitely done a great job in like bringing that to 2020, just in this demo at least. But like I remember they had the Tony Hawk HD remake they made like 5-6 years ago. No, probably like 10 years ago at this point, because it was 360, and it just felt off. It felt floaty. It felt off. Just didn't feel right. And a lot of people felt that way. It's like I don't like you guys like fucked this up. I don't know how. Like you just HD'd Tony Hawk and you ruined it. And it's just these guys did a really great job with it. So I'm really, really looking forward now to that game. It comes out September 4th. And I played the beta of another game coming out September 4th. I played the Marvel's Avengers beta. So I've been pretty on this game since since last E3 when they finally showed gameplay for it. And I don't love I'm not a big games as a service guy. Like I'll get into some of them, but I don't stick with them very long. I'll play the campaign. I'll move on. But I was like, just watching the gameplay for this wasn't really doing it for me. But I played the first few like sections of this. They give you the first few battles and challenges they give you, and it's actually pretty good. Gables, I'm liking it. It's like
nice.
I would be way more excited for this if it wasn't the insert games as a service thing and it wasn't like online always kind of thing. If it was just like a game, like I'd be way more excited for playing this. Like this would probably be like this would be a for sure game I'll buy at launch. I don't know how long the beta goes on for. I think it's just like, I don't know if it's just the weekend or whatnot, because like, the game comes out in a couple weeks. But I don't know. I think there's another beta next week that's just open for everybody. But I pre-ordered this one, so I pre-ordered it at GameStop. Put $5 down, got a code, and so I'm like, whatever, just check it out. And because I heard a lot of good things actually from people talking about it, so I just wanted to play it. And so I'm liking it a lot. I like the story, I like the characters and stuff like that. Like I'm digging everything going on. I don't know if like that would be like I don't foresee this being something I go back to all the time. But like I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna. This might not be like a game I pick up for $60 right away. But like I don't know. I'm like looking at this like like if there's like a sale for like $40 between now and like Extra Life kind of thing. Like this could be a fun like game for me to play on Extra Life. That's kind of what I'm looking at, like pinning that as right now, is like potentially that kind of thing. But I don't know. At the same time, I might just pick it up because I'm looking at like the games list, and like there's a lot of games I'm looking forward to the rest of the year that don't have dates. But I'm like, it's pretty barren right now for like the games that do have dates. But that's what I've been playing. So, but some pretty decent games this week. What about you?
Well, let's see. I had been playing a little bit more of Destiny 2 because I've been playing with some friends and stuff, but my main point and my main goal was to elevate my light level to at least catching up to where they're at before I start doing all sorts of various like dailies or like weekly mission stuff. I'm happy to report that I've went from 768 at the time to like about 986, and I actually did a lot of this boosting tonight and stuff before recording with a friend. So I'm glad that I have that in and of itself. Very happy about that. But the game that I've been mostly playing for the past week has been Street Fighter V. The story mode, the general story mode, I went through the entirety of it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I kid you not. I mean, I was surprised by the quality of it. There was animated cutscenes. There was definitely a lot of surprise factors in terms of certain things of the story and stuff. I was actually invested inside this story in terms of the whole organization of Shadaloo. And it's like one of those typical action sort of like film sort of narratives and stuff where the Shadaloo, the evil organization that, you know, has Bison, has Balrog, Vega, and a new Shadaloo operative called Fang, or like Fang, or something like that. They are basically operating this mission called Operation Chains, where they have a whole bunch of operatives where they've gone through and inserted the psycho power of Bison into these like soldiers in order to like try to take over in terms of like the world and stuff. But their main directive is to pretty much like annihilate a lot of the world through these different types of moons that Shadaloo has created, and that's orbiting over the Earth, placed upon like all sorts of various landmarks. So you have these going around, but the way they're activated is through their own computer, and you need these 7 chess pieces, which one of their men went through and betrayed them and stuff, and sent them out to all these different fighters from around the world, a lot of the various Street Fighters. So obviously people like, say, Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li got these type of pieces and whatsoever. But there were a couple characters I really loved playing as inside the story mode. One of them was Rashid of the Turbulent Wind. He was very cool. A lot of his actions and stuff was very fluid in regards to a lot of his control style. I really loved the way he does this, like the cyclone sort of maneuver where he just basically spins around like a tornado, right, and just like kicks, and just you can just set him up to like a light punch, light kick, or whatsoever into this freaking tornado-like attack, or this big old side kick or whatsoever. He has a lot of good aerial stuff as well. I really love playing as him, but I also loved playing as all of the different characters inside of this general story mode, you know, in all. Because you were given the options of playing multiple different characters from like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, some new characters, say like Laura, who is like the sister of a previous Street Fighter character that used to be in a previous game. Then, obviously, Zangief. Zangief is one of those characters I loved playing as, because he's a big old wrestler and stuff. The Red Cyclone and stuff. Him and his apprentice, like Rainbow Mika and all this other stuff. But what I loved most about this story mode is like a lot of the ending parts revolve around a character that I've loved playing as over the years, Charlie Nash. Now, Nash is one of the best friends of Guile, like from the original Street Fighter 2 and stuff. And so basically, he's like this decoy that's like this doll or something. He died once by the hands of Bison, but now he's resurrected, and he has this freaking cool ass like controls, like this cool ass gameplay and stuff, to where it's so fun to just go through and just execute combos with him, because he's all super serious, right? But he's doing all these various like somersault kicks and all these sonic booms that are so easy to execute without having to do charge it, without doing like charge moves and all this other shit. Overall, I loved my time with the general story. The character stories, originally there was 16. I know that because I unlocked the trophy for completing all the original 16. But there is character stories for all 40 characters so far. And I went through the entire week. I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go through each character's story. And I did that. And they don't last too long. They're either ranging from like 3 miniature chapters to around 5 at most. So they really take like about 10 or 15 minutes. They're not entirely difficult, but it does give a backstory, or even like what happens after the general story in that retrospect. And there were a few standouts. One of them got me laughing so hard, and this is the one with Honda. Edmund Honda from Street Fighter II, the sumo wrestler. Pardon me. The sumo wrestler at his bath, like establishment, his bath business. What's kind of hilarious and stuff is like, it starts out where like one of the Street Fighters does something, like say they wanted to dry off or something inside the changing room, and all of a sudden Honda just goes like, no, stop right there. And all of a sudden it just goes into this matchup between like Honda and like one of the characters in and of itself. He beats them up, and all of a sudden it's like afterwards the cutscene is like, oh, you know, instead of drying off in the drying room, you gotta dry off in the shower and all this other shit, you know. And they don't do this once. They did this 3 times in a row, and the last one's against Ryu. And it's kind of hilarious because Ryu is like meditating inside the fucking shower, and all of a sudden it's like just Han just pops in. It's like, stop right there. And it's like, and he beats him. It's like, no, don't train inside the shower. Relax. It's so kooky. It's so wonky and funny that I really loved that one in and of itself. But there were some cool ones too, like the character Cody, who's from the Final Fight series. You actually get to face off against different characters from that initial franchise, like Abigail and like Poison and stuff. Both of those characters were later introduced inside Street Fighter V. Yeah, I really loved going back and like doing lots of various stuff, but also catching up with old characters I used to play as and stuff from the previous games was very fun. Like say Alex. Alex is also one of those wrestlers from like New York. Has a stage like a Street Fighter 3 roughly. But I did that. Plus I decided to just play a little bit more as Ryu. You know, try to train, doing the training mode stuff, doing this and that. I actually played a couple matches online, like casual matches. Obviously, it's going to take me a lot more time and effort to actually perfect and get good at one of those matches. But I also went through one of the arcade mode, the arcade mode stuff I touched upon last week. I went through the entirety of the arcade modes, from going from the original Street Fighter all the way up to Street Fighter V with Ryu. I decided to go through on hard mode for the original Street Fighter. I did struggle with the first couple matches, but what's interesting as the characters that I had selected, went through Birdie and Poison. Now this is like the best of like 4 matches in a row here, right? So I beat Birdie, Poison, and then for Ken and Sagat, I actually did both of those guys in one try. You know, with one try on hard. So I'm happy about that. Birdie and Poison were a little bit more complicated for me to try to go through. Obviously, still trying to learn a lot of the control styles from this game, even though I probably put a good solid maybe 15 or 20 hours in this game now. I'm guessing. I'm not sure. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I really love Street Fighter V. It's definitely worth it now, 4 years later, with all the content stuff. And I'm prepping myself for the next season, the last season of Street Fighter V, that comes out later on this year, and I'll work into next year around 2021.
Nice. Well, very cool, man. I'm glad you're still getting in that game. Definitely, I think listening to you and then playing Mortal Kombat Aftermath last week, it's like I've been in that fighting game mood. I started like replaying Injustice 1 and 2. So
yeah,
Injustice, man. I beat the game like 3 times. I beat it on 360. I beat it like in the past. I beat it like 3 times. I beat it on 360. I beat it again on PS4. but like I tried replaying it a couple days ago, and like it was funny. Is like it shows you how long like it's like the fucking story mode is like an hour and like half long, and I got like 30-40 minutes into it, and I'm like it runs like complete garbage and it looks terrible. Like it just reminds you how far, because it was a like early, it was like an early 2013 game, so right before the new consoles came out, and then they ported it over later to the to like the next in 2014 to the new consoles. Man, I couldn't play it. It was hurting my eyes. Like I was getting a headache.
Dude,
it dragged so bad. So I just jumped over to Injustice 2. So
I don't know what it is, but I've been on a funny game, like a fighting game kick over the past like month. Not only did I go through a lot of Soul Calibur 6, but it's like I went through Street Fighter 5. I think it's partially due because I want to experience the remainder of the games I've had moderate interest in before the next generation.
yeah.
But I will say for Injustice 1 and stuff, to this day, I still have some of the rarest trophies I've ever earned while playing and going through the multiplayer online with that game. Wow. And that was by accident.
Yeah. No, that's nuts, because the early NetherRealm games, like trophies were insane. Like, I think I got like 5 and I beat the game 3 times. So but we need to move on to, we got tons of news, some big news this week. Starting off, Gables, probably the biggest of gaming news, really of the year so far, outside of like the new consoles and shit, is probably easily the biggest. And there's been a lot of delays this year for games. This is probably the biggest, with Halo Infinite being delayed to next year. We don't have a quarter, we don't have anything. We just have a year of when it's happening. Chris Lee, who's the studio head, came out and said that today I want to share an important Halo Infinite development update with the community. We have made the difficult decision to shift our release to 2021 to ensure the team has an adequate time to deliver a Halo game experience that meets our vision. The decision to shift our release is a result of multiple factors that have contributed on development challenges, including the ongoing COVID-related impacts affecting us all this year. I want to acknowledge the hard work from our team at 343 Industries, who have remained committed to making a great game and finding solutions to development challenges. However, it is not sustainable for the well-being of our team or the overall success of the game to ship it this holiday. We know this will be disappointing to many of you, and we all share in that sentiment. The passion and support the community has shown over the years has been incredible and inspiring. We wanted nothing more than to play We wanted nothing more than to play our game with the community this holiday. Next time will let us finish the critical work necessary to deliver the most ambitious Halo game ever at the quality we know our fans expect. So that was the studio head from Chris Lee. And then Phil Spencer, who was scheduled already to be on I don't know, Bobby, there's a twitch.tv/Gary Whitta. He does the animal talking, like Tonight Show style, like daily, like the like Jay Leno Tonight Show style thing, where the Animal Crossing, and he's been getting like a lot of celebrities on. He got Ariana Grande on a couple weeks ago, I believe. But he's been getting some big people, and he had Phil Spencer on, who was already planned a couple weeks in advance. And the day before this came out, and then Phil Spencer came out and talked about how, and there was that rumor not too long after the showcase, like the day after, about how that the multiplayer probably wouldn't be out at launch, and that was what Phil Spencer came out and said, that basically they could ship out part of the game this year, probably assuming the campaign, but they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to ship the game out in parts. But I don't know, Gables. I mean, I was stunned when I heard this. What was your thoughts when this news came down?
To be perfectly honest, I was actually kind of surprised as well, considering that if they wanted to launch their console this year, that was definitely the game that should have been nailed down at launch as a launch title. That definitely is going to hurt a lot of interest in terms of getting an Xbox Series X for a lot of people, especially at launch. But at the same time, man, this COVID stuff, I believe that's playing a major role in why that game is being delayed until next year. But other than that, it did look sort of rough when it was first unveiled. Of course, that later turned out to be like footage running on PC. It wasn't actually on Series X hardware, which then again, people did have like a bunch of concerns, and even with that. And also the whole thing about ray tracing coming like out after launch and an update, it definitely has been rushed. It definitely is like a rush job going into that extent. So to hear that they delayed it, yeah, I'm disappointed by it, but at the same time, they really need to nail Halo Infinite if they want to keep on having people, go through with their vision of what they're going to do with this game.
Mm-hmm.
So what they need to do, along with 343 Studios, is appeal to longtime Halo fans, put out a fantastic game. And if it's anything like Halo 5 Guardians, people are not going to go and pursue this game. Yeah. And so the best course of action for them at this point is to delay it till next year. I hate it, but at the same time, I understand.
Yeah. It's always that, whenever you hear about a delay of a big game, you always go back to that Shigeru Miyamoto line about good game is, a game shipped on time is bad forever. A game delayed will eventually be good or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I was stunned. Well, like obviously, like it's a good thing, this is what's best. And especially, I mean, we talked about like the Xbox showcase they had last month was maybe the biggest event they've had since the original Xbox reveal event. And Halo Infinite is probably their most important game they'll ever ship since the original Halo game.
Yep.
And the big thing is they've been selling it. I mean, part of the good thing with the way they've been like selling the building up the last few years is like they've been selling the service of Game Pass, not so much the boxes. Obviously, it's important to sell the boxes, but the Game Pass is the selling point of their boxes more so than anything. But I mean, we talk about the past and everybody talks about it, but it's like Gears is like that used to be a big time thing, and then that's kind of fallen off. It's it's still, I think it's big to the fans. But it's like stuff like that, and maybe some Xbox fans, but it's not big. The big thing that like you see, like that used to be the big thing. Like, you'd see that everywhere when those games were coming out. It was up there with like a Call of Duty. Like you could not escape those things, like on TV or just the talk on going on in the world. And that was it. Now it's just like it's a big game event like that comes out. It's big for gamers and the fans of the series. It's not so much big for like the audience of the audience of video games are like people that casual fans. The people that just play games they're not like us, don't listen to podcasts, they don't even know what's going on. Like they just hear about there's a new Xbox coming out this year, or there's a new Halo coming out this year. Like those guys, like they've that's kind of gone away to the wayside. Same with Halo, and it's like Halo is your Mario. That's your big thing, and it's like the last decade or so, it's like Halo has turned into just another franchise in your library, and and when you don't have a lot in your library of big games, you're not Nintendo where you have 35 years of great characters and you've done a great job of treating them well and making a ton of games with Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, whatever, treating them well and make sure that it's quality. And you look at, I mean, what Halo Generations is, it was like Halo Guardian, sorry. That came out and it was just like it kind of came and went, and I was like, yeah, it was good. It was like it's like a solid 8.5, but there's 30 or 40 of those games that come out a year, like AA or higher games that come out a year like that. It's like Halo can't be that. Halo's got to be like that generational game. That's got to be like the game we talk about, like for the whole generation. That's got to be like one of the games of the generation type of thing. Like, it can't be that 8.5 game that just like we forget about, 2 years later. It's like, oh man, that game was fun back then. That's it. Like you still hear people talk about like crazy stories about playing Halo or Halo 2 or Halo 3, and it's like that's gone. You don't hear people talk about how great those are. So they can't afford for this game to come out and be an 8. I made the joke about like Mike Huber always says like swimming in sevens from Easy Allies, like, and that's kind of what Game Pass has become. It's like you look at it, it's like there's definitely higher ones than that, but it's like there's most of those games are like looks like there's a lot of sevens in there, and there's nothing wrong with being sevens. Those are still good games, but it's like they're not like it's a quantity over quality type thing in there. A lot of times, where like it's just like any other like Netflix, Hulu. It's like we're gonna just throw a shit ton of stuff at you, and something will stick. And every now and again you're gonna get some like really cool shit, and you need like this needs to be your selling point. And it's like, yeah, it's a bummer that once again like like the Xbox Series X, like more so than anything, the bigger thing about Series X was Halo. That was, I mean, I know they talk about Game Pass and like the service, but it's like that was the thing to get. And it's like now it's like you put all your eggs in this basket pretty much, besides Game Pass, as like, and well, literally Halo being on Game Pass was like your big selling point. It's like now you lost Halo, And like I go on like Xbox, like when they posted the thing about Halo being delayed, we got a month now. We have official. It's gonna be November when it comes out. But the big thing is here, Xbox Series X launches this November with thousands of games spanning 4 generations. It's like we don't care at this point about 4 generations. Like, yeah, backwards compatibility. People always say they want it, but for the most part, it's not like we want it because we want to have those. We like options, But it's like that's not gonna be the selling point. It's like we have our own consoles. If we want to play them, we can play them. But you look at we want to play the new stuff. Like when we're buying the stuff at launch, we're paying $400, $500, $600 for these boxes. It's like, what am I buying this for? What's the reason I'm buying this for? And it's like, they're building like more than 50 new games planned this year across generations optimized for Series X, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, Gears Tactics, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Watch Dogs Legions, with smart delivery to buy these games once to play the best versions on your consoles across generations. They said new games developed for Xbox Series X, including The Medium, Scorn, Tetris Effect, more than 40 popular newly optimized to take full advantage of Xbox Series X, Destiny 2, which is a 3-year-old game, Forza Horizon 4, 3-year-old game, Gears 5, year-old game, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, 8-month-old game, and that update's not even coming until later, and then Madden, NFL 21. Like, so you look at like what they're trying to sell here. It's like you got old games and third-party games. Like you're like is not something. I mean, like I understand like they're in a shitty situation. If it's best case, like, and I'm not trying to like bash them because I know PlayStation isn't much better or as much as we know, because like we both know no one's talking right now. Everybody's playing chicken, and it's fucking frustrating. But it's like we know next to nothing about Miles Morales, Spider-Man. It's like we don't know. We have no gameplay of it yet. We got like a 30-second teaser, and that's all we got for this game that's coming out in a few months. And we obviously like we thought everybody like it seems like we're gonna know something. I feel like we're gonna like by the time this podcast comes up, not too long after that, we'll probably hear something about event going on. I feel like there's gonna be something this week or next week.
There has to be something this week. It feels like something major is
I
going to be announced this
I can't
week.
see them going much longer than the next 2 weeks. I feel like one of them's got to pull the trigger this week, or at least make an announcement of they're pulling the trigger soon. I don't know. It's just it sucks. They're in a tough spot, and they like I said they've been building towards this for 2 years. They announced Halo Infinite 2 years ago at E3, over 2 years ago, and they've been building towards that was their selling point for the new box, and it's like that selling point's gone. So I don't know. I'm not mad so much. I'm just like in a stunned state where it's like it's like I'm not like obviously I wasn't like super duper looking like I'm like oh cool it's on Game Pass I'm gonna play it like I don't see myself buying Halo Infinite at launch. I'm not that kind of guy, but it's like I have Game Pass. And it's like that game kind of looks cool, but I don't know. It's just what a bummer, man. What a fucking bummer. But I mean, obviously, take your time on it. But it's a bummer. But I'm sure no one's more upset or disappointed about it than them at 343 Industries. But moving on here, Gables. So getting to some Nintendo topics here. We have this has happened today. Where this is Sunday night, obviously, as we're recording this. There is a Skyward Sword coming to remake coming to Switch or remaster. So on the what was it? The it was Amazon. Was it Amazon UK? I want to say. Yes, Amazon UK posted Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for the Switch. With no real release date. It just says January 1st, 2030. That's just their placeholder date. So they do for everything. But I mean that's the 35th anniversary is coming out, or next year is the 35th anniversary of Zelda. They just did a bunch of what was it called? They got the trademarks for the Zelda 35th anniversary. They did the same thing last year for Mario, and they've done a lot of shit with Mario. They got like Monopoly stuff out there, the Lego stuff. They've done a lot of the fucking Universal Studios in Japan another part of the 35th anniversary thing. Obviously, with COVID, that's not happening. But yeah, so that's been posted up on the Amazon UK store. I think it's gone now. But that went up there a few hours this morning. But I mean, next year is, like I said, it's the 35th anniversary, and there was a big plan for having Mario. They were gonna have all those games. Do you think this is true? And do you think this is like a part of a big plan for next year being a big year for Zelda?
Well, I would only believe this if rumors are stated for the rest of this year. This is going to be like the year for all these major Mario games being released as in a collection form.
Yeah.
I feel like that a lot of the trademarks, Mario 35, like Zelda 35 for next year and stuff, is due in large part probably to a lot of branding stuff, in terms of maybe clothing, in terms of merchandise, whatsoever. We haven't seen anything yet in regards to game stuff officially announced. So for the whole Skyward Sword thing, I think would be wishful thinking, and I do believe that it would perform better on the Switch in that regards, especially if the control style and stuff is not purely motion control based. To be perfectly honest with you, I only played a little bit of Skyward Sword, maybe an hour at most. I still own the game, but at the same time, I never went back to the game, and I kind of have like a little bit of a sore spot about it because for both the games that were Zelda games on the Wii, I didn't really go through and beat either one, not even Twilight Princess. But I would be happy to see if this thing is real. I'm taking this with a grain of salt because there's a listing on Amazon UK. It could be something as like, say, a placeholder in large bar, but I don't... Honestly, I'm not sure. That's the best thing I can really say. I want it to happen, but I'm not entirely sure about it. So, unless Nintendo goes through and actually is not tight-lipped about what they're going to be doing, either for the rest of this year or for early next year, since it's been like a year since their last major Nintendo Direct. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this on the back burner as rumors.
Yeah. I think it definitely is like, it's hard because like there's that wishful thinking in your head and you're trying to like convince, like your head's like convincing you that's happening kind of thing. You're trying to fight that. And I'm with you. Like where I didn't even like at this point, like I've talked about many times before, like I was fully off the Wii by like 2009. And really close to like probably like late 2000s, like not too long after Mario Galaxy came out. Like I was out of like that whole thing.
I'll tell you what, I was out like about 2010 after I finished Metroid Other M, and oh Jesus Christ, that was the last major game I think I really beat on the Wii at that point.
It's like I'd come back and I'd play like the Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and stuff like that, but like buying like it wasn't much. I think I bought like a handful of games after 2007 for that thing, but it's like there's definitely that like you said, there's that sore spot in like the Zelda franchise where like I've beaten every Zelda game since Link to the Past besides the 2DS ones and Skyward Sword. Like I played the 2DS ones, I didn't really care for them because I didn't like the touchscreen mechanics of it, and I hated the Wiimote at that point. I was over like the motion control shit, so I'd be super happy for this if this is true. Like this is what I want. And going into like you look at 35th anniversary, it's like we know Breath of the Wild 2 is in development, and the rumor and a lot of like it seemed like it was more than a rumor, but I mean obviously there's no confirmation on it, but it was like I'm pretty sure like the hope was to have Breath of the Wild 2 out into this year, but this is before COVID even happened. It was like there's some issues, it's gonna be an early 2021 game, but I could see them maybe we still get Breath of the Wild 2 as like I'd be awesome if we got like it was like March 3rd 2021, like the 40th anniversary of Breath of the Wild 1.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, if we got that happen, but I could see them if anything like 31st anniversary, like we're talking about like if COVID wouldn't happen, maybe we got the big celebration of Mario. We might already had a couple, or the couple Mario games already, or we might already had a collection or something. But like I could see them spreading out because we talk about like what we have left from the Wii U that they haven't poured over. And it's like the big ones are obviously Mario 3D World that we don't know of, but then you look at the rest, it's the Wind Waker and the Twilight Princess remasters.
Yep.
So it's like there's 3 games right there. I mean, 2 for sure that probably are already done, or they can just do it. They can knock out at any time. But I would bet money they've already done it or are currently working on it. But it's like those are 2 games right there. Breath of the Wild's probably gonna happen this year. So if you don't have, I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's going on with the next Pokemon. We don't know what's going on with the new Mario. Like we're definitely in like this reloading thing where they blew their wad in 2017 on all these great games. But we had some good ones since then. But like 2017 was like a big year, like one of the biggest years for a single console ever.
It was the biggest year for gaming of this generation.
Oh, definitely, maybe ever. But you look just Nintendo in general, though. Every month they had a fucking big game. They had Mario Kart 8, Breath of the Wild, ARMS, Splatoon 2, I think Bravely Default might have been in there. They had Mario Odyssey. They every month they had something big to come out, and you know, like those guys. I mean, it's been over 3 years now since those games have come out, so it's like they've been working on some stuff. So I could see, you know, 2021 might be a really good year for them, or in 2022. But like you look at, I could see them doing like maybe Breath of the Wild. Like you can make that like the big November game, or maybe March game, and then you could spread out those other three the remasters throughout the year and make it a big celebration. Like every 2 months, 3 months, you get a fucking, you can do one in January, March, fucking do one in the summer, and then whatever the big one for fucking September or something like that. If you have something else, but I don't know. Like I said, that like maybe that's wishful thinking, me convincing myself, and I really like. I'm not really too interested in going back into playing. Like I bought Twilight Princess again on Wii U, and I've got like 5-6 hours in that game. Like I beat it on the Wii when it came out. I was like, I bought that at launch with the Wii, and I was just like, I beat it, and I was just like, yeah, it was okay. It was good. It was okay. But obviously that first like 6 hours of that game was rough. But I was like, I don't know. I just kind of fell off after a little bit. Like Wind Waker, still a great game, but I was like, I don't have too much interest in going back to those games. But like, I definitely would be. I hope this is true, just because I want to play Skyward Sword. It'd be great to finally get in and play that game. But moving on, Gables, to some bullshit news.
Okay.
So, Control, game that was on my list for top 10 games of the year last year. A lot of people's game of the year are close to game of the year. Is that I've one of the nominees for the Game Awards, and but came out last year. Really great game by Remedy. I'm someone that bought, I think it was like $80 I paid for like the Ultimate Edition, or not the Ultimate Edition, but I bought like the Deluxe Edition that came with like the Season Pass. Like I keep talking about like I bought it and I didn't realize I bought the Season Pass, so I must have like I don't remember buying it, but I bought it. But anyways, so there's a new DLC coming out for it, the end of the Season Pass with the Alan Wake DLC that comes out August 27th, but they announced Remedy announced that there is a Ultimate Edition coming out August 27th for Steam, and on September 10th for Epic Game Store, PS4, and Xbox One, that you can get digitally. And it's the Control Ultimate Edition. It comes with everything. It comes with the original game and all the DLC and the extra content. But that is the only way for you to get the PS5 and the Xbox Series X edition for free, or for free in parentheses there. We've seen so many other games like doing the smart delivery, like, you know, a free, if you buy it on PS4, you can get, or Xbox, you get the free upgrade to the next consoles, blah blah. Outside, like, we ragged on NBA 2K for you have to buy the $100 edition to get the free upgrade. But this, I don't know, man. This really fucking irks me. Maybe it irks me because I already paid $80 for this game last year. I don't know if I have too much interest in. I don't see myself playing it again on the new consoles. But it's like that game ran like garbage. Like that was the big reason. Like that game was really good, but it technically was just it just did not perform well. I haven't played it since I beat it that first week that came out, but maybe it's better now. But when I came out, I remember it was just chugged so fucking bad on the PS4 Pro, and I don't know. It's just like finally, it's like they're gonna like, you know, maybe I'll run better on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But it's just like for like the people out there that bought, like, already paid full price for this, bought Season Pass or bought the Deluxe Edition. It's like, I don't know. This game has been out for over a year, and now you're gonna make people pay $40. I mean, I know it's cheaper. Like I looked online. Like right now, it's like if you want to get Control, it's $30. The Season Pass is, I think, $25. So it's $55 if you buy them separately right now, or you can get this Ultimate Edition for $40 in a month. But I don't know, Gail. It's just, it's like we've seen like the way things were. Even last generation was like you bought fucking Battlefield 1 or Call of Duty or Madden or whatever, and for $10 you can upgrade to PS4 and Xbox One. And it's like this is so anti-consumer, so fucking like 2 generations ago mindset and thinking. It just blows my mind that this is happening. I don't know. What did you think when you heard about this?
To be perfectly honest with you, I understand where they're coming from in that regards, but they want people to pretty much pay full price in regards to their next iteration, you know, their next port to like the newer systems in that regards. But at the same time, honestly, it comes on the heels of everything else being like cross-buyable. Well, a lot of stuff being cross-buyable and this and that. Does it suck? Yes. Do I understand why they are doing it? Yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is fucking stupid.
Yeah. you know, yeah, I mean, obviously we get it. It's money. I get that why they're doing that. You know, it's like, but it's just like we ragged on 2K and everybody ragged on 2K so hard for a game that's coming out that isn't out yet. That's coming out I think a month, and we ragged on that. I know it's a $100 edition, but it's like we ragged on it because that game was like you're basically forcing like your biggest fans to buy the $100 edition if they're planning on getting the new one or getting the new consoles. But this one is just more egregious to me, where it's like you're fucking over people for a game that came out over a year ago.
Yep.
More so, it's like you are like, this isn't a game that isn't out yet. This is a game that's been out it came out last August, and it's like you're making them fucking pay more money if they want it again on the console. I don't know. If you want to put it behind, you have to buy the deluxe edition or something like that. That's a little more bearable to live with. And I'm fine with it. I said before, like before they announced smart delivery and all that shit, like I'm fine paying. If I bought Madden at launch on PS4 and then I got a PS5 and I had to pay a $10 upgrade to PS5, okay, I can live with that. I'm fine with that. That's totally fine because I know in past generations, you know how it's been. Like, yeah, you gotta buy it again for $60, and it's like, I don't know. It's just I can't. That stunned me. I know it's not. What it sounds like, it's not a Remedy thing. It's 505 Games that owns the rights to Control for the next 20 years. I think it's like till like 2037 or something. So it sounds like it's more them doing it. But it's like when you got fucking EA giving away FIFA and Madden for free to people that bought it on the old consoles to the new consoles, it's like how? It's like, how does EA look like the good guys in this? Like, that's stunning.
When you make a company like EA look good, you know you fucked up.
Yeah, the people that have been voted two-time winners of worst company in the world, like, you look worse than them. That good job out of you. Like, wow. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm just stunned by that one. Maybe more stunned by this than the fucking Halo, fucking being delayed. That people are trying this shit. But anyways, moving on to our very last topic, Gables. We have one of my favorite things to talk about every month. It is the NPDs for July. So I have the top 20 list here. Pretty good month. And oh God, Gables, do my eyes dare deceive me? I don't see GTA 5 on this list.
Holy crap.
I think
you are right, Tyler.
I just now realize this. I wonder if it has to do with, remember, like, what was it, GTA 5? They gave a free copy to everybody on PS4, and you get like $1 million every month in shark cards, or what the fuck it's called.
Huh.
I wonder if that's why, because that was like what everybody says. Like, it was cheaper to buy GTA 5 again, because they always like, you buy GTA 5, you get so much shark card money, the online currency money. So people, like, instead of buying the currency, they just buy the game because it was cheaper and it came with the money. So I wonder if that has to do with that. That's fucking nuts, though. Wow.
This is weird. This is the first month in quite a long time, if ever, where since the game's launch, it's not in the NPDs.
Yeah. I think I looked up a few months ago because I was wondering that myself. Like, has it been on the NPDs every month for the top 20 list since it came out? And there's been 1 month, and it was like the month before it came out on the PS4 and Xbox One, that it wasn't in the top 20 list. So this is the second time it's never been since this game came out in, what was it, September 2013, I want to say.
Yeah, it was September 2013, but you were saying this is before the game launched, right?
Yeah. So So what was it? When did it come out on PS4 and Xbox One?
Oh boy, it came out like right around the beginning. I
think it was like the next year. Xbox. I'm gonna look it up because it was the month before it came out for those. So it came out September 13th, September 17th, 2013, everywhere. I can't find a release date on that for the new consoles or the current consoles. But yeah, I mean, this is the second month in 7 years that it has not been on the list.
Wow.
That might be we even got to the top 20 list. That might be the most stunning thing of this whole fucking thing. I thought, like, oh, this is a good month. Oh, wait, there's no GTA 5. Wow. Okay.
That's something we didn't even realize before recording.
Yeah.
We're looking at the NPD list, like brushing it off lightly, because I didn't even realize it wasn't on here, and until you said something.
Yeah, I was just kind of glancing at my list before I started to read it off. And I was like, oh, where's GT? I was just thinking, okay, where's the usual suspects? There's Call of Duty, there's Smash Brothers, there's Mario Kart 8, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. I'm like, where's GTA 5? Wow, okay. But anyways, top 20 list. I'm gonna run through them real fast.
Right.
So that can't be right. I think I typed in the wrong thing here. Let me double check. Oh no, that is right. Okay, wow. All right, so number 20, Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Wow.
Okay. That isn't that.
Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, maybe I typed it wrong. Maybe it was 4. When did Call of Duty Black Ops 3 come out?
That came out at least a few years ago.
Because Black Ops 4 was 2018. Oh my god, this is a weird fucking list, man. 2015.
2015, 5 years ago. How the hell is the third version of Black Ops selling more than the fourth?
There had to have been like some crazy sale or something, man. I can't. Huh.
This is a bizarro world type of list I'm seeing here.
This list is getting weirder. There's got to be. Oh man, really? Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we haven't got to 19 yet, and we're already stunned. This is crazy. This might be the greatest list I've ever seen from NPDs. 19, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. 18, Marvel's Spider-Man. 17, Need for Speed Heat. Fucking Need for Speed Heat's back in there. 16, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know why. Okay, now we got Google.
Okay.
When did Need for Speed Heat come out? Need for Speed Heat. I'm looking. Oh man, I'm gonna have some really weird fucking like Google search histories here going on.
Oh my god.
Release date. When that game come out? Oh, I guess it was last year. That was last year's. I was thinking that was like a couple years ago. So okay, still weird. It's been a year. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is 16. MLB The Show 20 is 15. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is 14. Rainbow Six Siege is 13. Breath of the Wild 12. Minecraft PS4 edition is 11. 10. What the fuck? Sword Art Online. Alzication Licoris? That sounds like some weird sex stuff. I don't like it. Number 9, Smash Bros. Ultimate. 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 7, Mortal Kombat 11. 6, Ring Fit Adventures. 5, Animal Crossing. 4, Last of Us Part 2. 3, Paper Mario Origami King. 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 edition. And number 1, no real surprise, Ghost of Tsushima. So...
What a list.
Yeah, right? This is crazy.
Hell, you and I already talked about like the fact there's no GTA 5 on this list for the second time in like 7 years. Mm-hmm. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 miraculously through either some sort of sale or something is on the very bottom of the NPD list.
What the fuck is going on?
Looking through this, we have a Sword Art Online game that obviously debuted sometime this year because in any other type of list, if this was an old Sword Art Online game, that wouldn't make any fucking sense. So this had to have released sometime this year. Rainbow Six Siege, I can understand. Like, Star Wars Fallen Order. Yes, I can understand. It's kind of weird to see Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like, going through and selling well. Maybe that's in anticipation of, like, Valhalla.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see these bottom of these lists here, like, they had a big sale. So, like,
yeah, you
always see, like, the constants. There's always, like, 8 or 9 games are always constantly, like, the Mario Kart 8, the Smash Brothers, Minecraft, usually GTA. There's the same ones in there, but, like, yeah, like, but there's always a couple that sneak in at the bottom because there was a big sale. Yeah,
I think another big thing right here is, like, dude, Paper Mario the Origami King sold better during the last month right here, and it actually edged out The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting, too.
I remember it came out the same day as Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to... So, this was the best launch ever for a Paper Mario game.
Wow.
By a long shot. I believe, set a new launch month sales record for Paper Mario title with physical launch month dollar sales more than doubling those of Thousand Year Door.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So this is a hit.
Yeah. I don't know, like, who's to say what a hit is anymore, especially on, like...
Dude, I've heard good things about Origami King.
Yeah, but I think what's a hit. I mean, I've heard good things, but I mean, like, you look at some of the way some of these Nintendo games are selling on the Switch. It's like, what like we've seen, like, what, 3 of them over 20 million. I think there's 8 of them over 10 million. And you got like Mario U Deluxe is like, I think, around 8 million. So I mean, I'm curious what the sales level is for that thing.
Well, quintessentially, with any type of Switch game, anything that's like over the freaking 20 million mark, is considered to be like almost god status for it.
Yeah. So I'm looking up. Okay, so Swords Art Online,
Alicization Lycris?
Yeah, whatever.
Like that?
We'll go with that. They debuted at number 10 on July's best-selling titles chart. It is the highest ranked placement for a Sword Art Online title in history. Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet placed its 14th best-selling title in its February 18th, 2018 launch month. So that didn't really explain much. I just okay.
Okay.
What? I don't even know what that game is. I don't know what that game. I don't want to know what that game is.
Probably an RPG.
I feel like a game I shouldn't play around my girlfriend because she'd probably get mad. That's just based on that title.
Playing that anime again.
Yeah. By the way, I played Catherine for like 2 hours the other day. They do like a lot of updates.
She's probably eyeballing you across the room.
Oh, she was sleeping. But I was playing it. And I'm like, man, like they did like a lot of updates. They changed, like, they added parts of the story, and they went really, really far in like the creepy, like, sex stuff. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable with this game. I don't like it. It's not. I don't like this part. But man, wow, this is, boy, what a list, man. This is a good list. I love Ghost of Tsushima being number 1. That's awesome to hear. I think they said it was like their best ever launch for a
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, well, best ever launch for a new IP this generation. So that's awesome to hear, because I mean, we've had a lot of good new IPs this year, this generation, especially from PlayStation. But yeah, I'm stunned. Paper Mario Origami King, I'm happy for them being number 3. I can't wait for the next quarter financial call for Nintendo, because I like to see what everything's sold. I'm curious what the other ones sold, like the other Paper Mario games. But yeah, that's cool to see. Last of Us Part 2 number 4. I'm a little stunned it's there. I figured, because it came out, I think, June 29th or something like that. It was like the last weekend. It was the last Friday of June, so I figured it would still be a little higher. But I don't know. Maybe it's just sold.
I know, right? For how much is being praised by the gaming media and stuff, you thought that the game would be like a close, at least number 2.
Yeah.
At most.
I mean, I know that the NPDs for July started on July 7th. This month, for that month. So maybe it did, I guess, have a full week on June NPD. So maybe it just sold. I mean, I know it sold incredibly well that opening weekend, and I don't know, who knows. But I'm curious to see where Origami King lands. Animal Crossing still killing it. Number 5. Ring Fit Adventures number 6 still. I'm happy to see that game is still in stock. It sold over 4 million copies. But you got to imagine that thing would probably be 7-8 million if they were able to keep the thing in stock.
True.
Yeah, I don't know, but man, what a crazy fucking month, man. Crazy. Wow. I mean, I don't know what's more stunning, what's on the list with like Need for Speed Heat, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Sword Art Online, or what's not on the list in GTA 5. Like, I gotta think that the giving away for free on PS4 and giving away free all the free money every month has something to do with that, because they did that in June, mid-June. It was on June's APD lists, and I mean, July is the first month it's not on, and that's the second month they started. They gave away free in June, so yeah, that's gotta be the reason. But I mean, look at, wow, what a crazy month, man! Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes these months are like, I don't know, you look at like the months where there's not a lot going on. I mean, I know like we've had some months like that lately. With everything being delayed and everything going on, but it's like we had some good games obviously lately with like Last of Us, Ghost, and Paper Mario. But like some of these ones where it's just like, it's not like I said, there's not like it's top heavy. Okay, like the top 5 makes sense. Animal Crossing, Last of Us, Paper Mario, Call of Duty, Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, we can see that coming. But it's just like I sometimes more fun is like what's in that second half of that list. Like what's the bottom, the second half of the top 10. What's 11 through 20. Like sometimes those are like the most interesting. Like what sneaks in and what makes it in. But yeah, wow, that was definitely the most fun NPD I think we've ever had, for sure.
That's true.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, cool. Whew. That was wow. Still stunned by the GTA 5 thing, but
Yeah.
wow. Anyways, I think Gables, that will wrap it up for us this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to hear more from us or find us elsewhere, we are on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, Twitch, Ghana. We're on all kinds of weird shit now. Google, podcasts, fucking everything. We're pretty much on everything now. Anything I can put us on, I put us on in the last couple months especially. So we've had a lot of new listeners. So thank you guys for listening. But check us out in all those other places, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Twitch especially, please, and YouTube. Really appreciate that, and Spotify. Give us big follows, subscribe, 5 stars, likes, thumbs up, whatever you can do to help us. We really would appreciate it. But I was your host. I was Tyler.
I have been Colonel Gables. Till next time, I hope you have yourselves a good week. But most importantly than all that, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk Nerds podcast.
Hey, Gables.
Yep.
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Bye, guys.
See ya.